Welcome back to my channel, you all. It is Michelle with Michelle's Manifesto, and I'm coming at you from here in Sifnos, Greece, and I am not a happy camper, not even a tiny bit. I just got off of the Zante ferry, and it was one of the most horrible experiences I have ever had in my entire life as a world traveler. And it started when we boarded the ship. It was filled with toxic fumes because they kind of ushered us like cattle as cattle trucks were leaving and diesel trucks were going on. I mean, they should at least allow the people to get on first, and then they can let the toxic fumes come, because you're already going to breathe it in. Those guys are sitting in there idling. It was the worst experience, but I'm gonna try to let that go because I left all of that unedited on a previous video. But what I wanted to say, and I made a video about this too, because I am so off the chain right now, and I try to, usually I can meditate and bring myself down a little bit, but it's so hard. And the reason why is because there is absolutely no regard for anyone's safety. And I have encountered so many smokers here in Europe, and Greece is still my most favorite of all the countries. And you guys know we've been to the Maldives, we've been to Bora Bora, and those two right there are at the top of the game. I mean, we've been to many other places, but when you think of the world's most beautiful places, most people think either Bora Bora or the Maldives, and we've been to both of them, and Bora Bora twice. And everywhere we've been, there's smokers. They just smoke wherever they want. But here in Europe, they just smoke anywhere they want. When we were in Amsterdam, right outside the airport, just like anywhere else, LAX, all the other ones, except the US does a hell of a lot better job about controlling and containing smokers than any other place I've been. Because people actually care in California, okay? They don't care in some of the other places, but in California they do. It's restricted. But not in Europe. The women right outside of the ferry door are just smoking. Just like when you go to any business in France, in Greece, in Amsterdam, like in Italy, you've got people chain smoking. And in Greece, it's light one cigarette with the one you're about to put out. Like, it's horrible. It is so bad. I've seen so many mothers just smoking cigarettes right around their children. I should be telling you guys all the great things about Sifnos, but I can't, because right now I'm like traumatized from what I've witnessed. And because I have OCD, I almost had a panic attack. I mean, what makes people think it is okay to openly smoke around anyone, even if they're outside? Don't they look around and maybe consider which way the wind's blowing? You know, maybe just consider just a little bit, like, why is that so hard for people? Can you just tell me that? I just want to know. I want to know, as a smoker, because I don't smoke cigarettes. I have absolutely smoked weed in my life, absolutely. But cigarettes, no. So what runs through smokers' minds when they're just lighting up? Are they just trying to get their fix, or do they not really care about the people that they're affecting? Like my own mother and grandmother. I've got baby pictures where they're holding me, and one where they're holding my son, because at the time I just didn't know anything was wrong with it. That's how we grew up. And then after about, like, I don't know, 20, 21, I realized, man, there is a different world, right? Even when I was in school, they were smoking inside the break room. That was a smoking area, instead of having them go outside, like away from the building. Like, it was just the culture in which we grew up, right? Or at least I did. And now it traumatizes me. And I met, and I'm going to repeat myself because, like I said, I'm riding a surfboard over a tsunami of anxiety. I met a medical doctor from Australia, and she was like, no, I feel the same way you do. I avoid parking garages, I avoid toxic fumes from the cars, because that's the biggest problem. It's not just methane from the cows, it's your cigarettes and it's the pollution. It's these big companies, the 1%, it's the people that smoke cigarettes all the time, it's all of this toxic smoke. And then you've got Republicans. By the way, I'm an independent, right? I appreciate both sides. But you have Republicans talking about how the climate change, that's just a myth, that God's gonna take care of it. Well, first of all, prove there's a God, okay? First off, okay? And second of all, stop saying that shit, all right? There's more tornadoes, there's more fracking in Oklahoma that's causing earthquakes in a landlocked state. So don't come to me with that bullshit, all right? Because when you see all of that toxic smoke just polluting the environment, that is real time happening, okay? People are getting cancer, people's COPD is exacerbated, their emphysema is exacerbated, and all the things that we're already exposed to, like lead, asbestos, paint, pesticides, all things that can cause cancer.